Hi, Irina. Your microphone is off.
Yes. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, good. Sorry about the mistake with the link. For some reason, I created the session. Yeah, I created the session yesterday, and something went wrong.
Yeah, trying to access with the old meeting, the old ID, but no way. Now I saw the message, so I was able to do.
Yeah, I sent email to everybody anyway. So
yeah, okay.
Okay, so maybe we can start.
Yeah, I think that it will be really good if we start, and then more people will be joining. You know, during the time.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you to Cecile and Thomas from BDI, Brittany, Rand, who are going to talk about funding support in ICT-based projects to allow the use of technologies in agri-food value chains. I fully appreciate your contribution to the project, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, George, and thank you everyone for joining. And let us present some actions we've conducted in Brittany for many years now, related to funding support in ICT-based projects.
Thomas, your microphone is off. Are you your speaker? Your microphone? No, it's off now because eventually we lost your sound.
Oh, okay. Do you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Yes, so as I said, these are some actions BDI is undertaking for now many years. So there are initiatives, but also tools and an European project to allow the use of technologies in the agri-food value chains. So we will talk about, first of all, the Agritech program, then the European platform, the craft tool we are using in BDI, and some cascade funding projects as Esprit Food project. It seems there are connection problem.
I can hear you well.
No, it's fine. Okay. I can hear you very well.
Okay, sorry. So
I hear you too.
Perfect. So just a little bit of the context of this of these actions. First of all, there is an increasing role of new technologies in the industrial processes in agri-food, but also in the agriculture sector. There are some efforts for modernizing agricultural agri-food sector to better feed more people, and this is something the European Commission is worried about. And also there is the issue of the consumer involvement and the demand for high quality and safety products, both in agri-food and agricultural sector, and also environmental concern and regulation. So these are issues we've discussed yesterday during your conference, George. That was really interesting. And these are, I will present some action that try to tackle these challenges and issues due to this changing context and this current situation has shown us. So the challenges we have with the use of connecting the digital sector and try to improve the digitalization of the agriculture and agri-food sector is connecting separate sector with sometimes big gaps with both companies or both or farms that are really lacking behind in terms of digital solution implementation in their processes. there is a huge challenge of producing more, but also better and safer with a strong commitment in developing more sustainable ways to produce in their companies or in their farms. There is the challenges of integrate new technologies to already existing capacity, and sometimes it can be hard, as we've seen yesterday, when the industrial process are already implemented for many years, and there is no room for the new implementation of new technologies. So this is something we should worry about, and the SME scope, it can be some a solution to that, because sometimes their industrial process is less complicated, and it offers room to try and to implement new solutions. But also, one of the main challenges will be the increasing need for skills and talents and knowledge regarding the digital transformation, as it is not currently their job, but the farmer job or the agri-food worker job will be much more different in the few years in the next years because of that, and we should prepare and be ready to adapt with new skills, new talents, and new trainings, for example. But there are many opportunities, like creating new markets, new products, or new value chains, improving the working and living conditions, but also the safety of farmers and breeders and agri-food workers. Increase the processes effectiveness, the sustainability with connectivity, data management, resource efficiency management, and all that into integrated systemic approach, more and more connecting the different companies, connecting the different farms into a systemic approach to reduce uncertainty and to be better on the market, and to increase profitability. So this means improving value chains, adapt to digital transformation, and increase or safeguard jobs. Increase the company's turnover, and safeguard the market position. So all these new technology will also allow the farmers and the agri-food company to diversify their sources of income and increase their benefits. And this is something really important for them to also reduce uncertainty, and to be able for the next years to develop and into research and development projects, and implement solutions on their companies or on their farms. So now I will introduce you to a famous program in Brittany, funded by the Regional Council and also the European Commission, and led by BDI since 2011. So this program aims at developing the cross-sectoral digital and agriculture and agri-food project. That means to allow and to spread the use of digital solution into agriculture or in agri-food, and also connecting the digital companies and to open to new markets they are not really familiar with in agriculture or in agri-food. So this makes the bridge between two worlds that have been separated for a long time, but are really complementary in terms of any kind of transition. So for that, BDI is working with regional partners. So the agriculture chamber, the regional agriculture chamber, but also some clusters specialized in the agri-food transition, such as Valorial, and this lead to the two different sectors, which is agriculture and the agri-food sector. So together we carry some actions. We also animate a network and trying to build a community between the farmers and the agri-food companies and also the digital companies in order to facilitate the emergence of new projects, a new collaborative project that can be funded by the region, the national government, or the European Commission. So we developed a methodology. For that, so we start from the needs and the demand of the companies, of the farmers. So we are continuously talking to the farmers to have their feeling or their needs in terms of processes, and from these needs we can find uses and problems they encounter, and we try to connect them to digital providers or digital solution and new technology providers to find a project, an idea that could help to tackle the issues they encountered. And the other part, so first the use cases, then the matchmaking, and we can also promote this project during international fairs or regional fairs, and this is something really important for the spread of this technology and the following of these digital project, to be able to access new markets in other countries, but also to develop new solutions with other partners. So as I said, like those technologies should be close to the market, and always with a field problematic well identified at the beginning, and we really focus on the experimentation step. So during few years, we accompany many companies and agri-food companies, digital companies, and farmers in more than 70 experimentation projects. So there are key figures. So the 10 million invested, and most of it from the regional fund. There is also some visit of the facilities we have in Brittany, with more than 80 companies visited and technical centers visited per year. We organize technical days. This is something really important for us. Like, this is something that the companies are really fond of, and they attend really well this kind of technical days. So that means we present new technology, new solutions to the companies and to the farmer. And we also work, and I will talk about it later, with a tool, a mapping tool called Craft, that allow us to map the agri-food companies, the farmers, and also the digital providers, in order to make a cross-fertilization between those two sectors. So this allows us to improve our matchmaking tool and to connect better the different sectors. And also we accompany on the fairs in regional delegation at some fairs also. So there were a video, but you will be able to see that maybe later. I will show you some example of projects. For example, the ChemTag project. So there were a cooperative, a farming cooperative that has issues in tracking or to monitor the use of their mechanical systems. So they worked with a digital provider called DNR System, and they produced together a product called ChemTag. This is some tracking tool to place on tractors or on our machines to analyze and monitor their use, and also to allow to predictive maintenance more effectively. And this is something that were not possible before that, and this is something that will really change the way the farm are working. So this is one of an example, and everything, of course, is connected into an interface that allow the cooperative to monitor all their mechanical equipments. We also have another project called DomoPig. So this is all about data interoperability in pork farms. So it gathers all the data from a pig farm into a cloud, and it allows the breeder to send data to specific partners, such as a veterinary service, producer organization, and slaughterhouses. So this is really important to gather all the information they have, and it allows us to share and to also secure these data. And there are many things we can do about that. It improves their efficiencies, their control and monitoring of their processes. But also they can valorize the data that before that were taken on notebooks or stuff like that. So this is something to track and to analyze the processes and to improve their efficiency in the future. So this is really, really interesting. And this is the kind of project we combine, and the kind of project that are really interesting and currently working in Brittany, but also in other region or country. So since few years, the Agritech program is trying to develop at the European level also, because before that it was really regionally focused. And thanks to the participation of BDI to S3 thematic platforms such as high-tech farming and smart sensor for agri-food platform, it allows us to develop our tools, to share our best practices with European partners. And this is really interesting for the project to be promoted also on the European level, but also to improve our tools and to share it with the most people, to be and the methodology to be adopted by other regions as such. So this is the kind of networks we've been part, and this is something currently and continuously improving. So we're trying to get into the most networks possible to make the Agritech program something big, and share with the others our knowledge and know-how. So something that is really interesting, and we are working with at BDI, but now also at the European level. This is the craft tool, the craft platform and mapping tool developed by BDI. So this is a platform that hosts and promotes data from your region. That means we gather the data from companies, from technical center, to be mapped and registered on the or referenced in the platform, and it allows regions and countries to see what kind of companies are in the region, and if a cross-fertilization project is possible. And this is a really complete tool. I will show you in detail. So this is we develop an IT tool with an engineering team specializing in data management, especially for socioeconomic development. So we gather public data from the company, the sectorial information, the type of product they have, the type of project they have been to. So everything is hosted in France on the secure and reliable data storage structure. There is a continuous human support to organize and to update the data. So this is something really current, always available and always updated. And this gather a community of sharing and pulling data. So we use it to promote the companies, the project, but also the technical center, and we use some. Thanks to these data and to this tool, we can have many deliverables or support, promotional support tools, such as studies or cartographies or widget that allows many use to promote these data. If you are working on a specific sector, it can be really useful to have this kind of support material to promote the dynamism of the sector or the current state of art of the sector. So it can be used also by the region. And something maybe more interesting for you is like we've gathered the data of many university also into something called plugin labs. So it allows us to reach the research and innovation world also. And this is something we are continuously increasing. That we are trying to find partners to share the highest number of data possible, and trying to connect the region, universities all together into the same methodology, same cartography, and the same taxonomy. And this is really important to have the same methodology when we are searching for when you're searching for a partner. So these are the different services it offers, and this is the example of the mapping tool in Brittany. So they have you can select many parameters, and it allows you to really find a specific company for your needs as a partner in projects. So just to show the concrete results, so there in Brittany, like more than 9,000 companies have been registered into 30 sectors. So this is quite huge in Brittany, but it's also spread now to European territories through the platforms we've been part, and also the European project. For example, this craft tool has been used in several European projects, such as the S3 Food project. I will present you later. So we're using this to find partners, to increase matchmaking, but also to reference the technologies available, the technical centers, the infrastructure, the facilities, into an integrated and European shared database. So by 2020 and after that, like many European regions will be connected to the network. So if you have any question, you can of course contact BDI for more information. And now I will present you the S3 Food project. So the S3 Food project is a cascade funding project financed by the European Commission. So it has many goals to allow the wide use of new technologies in agri-food sector. So the main goal is to facilitate the digitalization of the agri-food industry, and that means the whole value chain. Thanks to the implementation of smart sensor systems in the food production processes, and in several thematics. So the main goals are to improve the efficiency of the industrial agri-food process, increase the quality, focus on the sustainability production and sustainable product, to increase also the food safety. So this is a consortium that has been formed with 8 European regions, from Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, Greece, Germany, Denmark, and Hungary, and also France. So this is quite huge as a coverage, with many different issues and different level of development in their industry. So this is very, very interesting to work with country in which the digitalization is maybe less developed than in other. So this is the goal of a European project, to try to catch up with the gap that can exist between the different regions. But this consortium has been formed in order to get funding to fund directly some digital provider companies to implement their solutions and new technologies directly into the agri-food companies. So we have, so as I said, there are thematic priorities to do that. So the first one is to focus on sensors to monitor the online and real-time critical control parameters, the integration and implementation of smart system. That means connected tools to valorize data and to be connected to other part of the value chains. The smart data management and the connectivity in the food processing value chain. So the consortium is offering through this project funding, but also teaching and training, thanks to study visits in technical centers to allow companies to see in working environmental operational condition the new technologies. Thanks to videos, but physical, but also physical study visits. We can offer tests in technology, test of technology at the technical centers, and it allows to improve the matchmaking between digital providers from all the partnering regions. And the agri-food sector from this region. So this matchmaking tool is using the craft tool to be registered and to be able to make a project emerge to get funds. But the most important part is the funding of project through this Cascade funding project. So I will try to give you some information about the different type of funding you can get. But first of all, like I will introduce you to the innovation funnel we've tried to set up during this project. So we start with the regional study visits to sensibilize on the new technologies that are currently available to develop and to improve digitalization in the agri-food companies. We are trying to put them the digital companies and the agri-food companies into ideation sessions. That means like the ideation session is to for the issues to be raised and to see if there is problematic that can be tackled with technology available, or if not available, if there is implementation possible for that, or experimentation for that. So the matchmaking between the different partners that will conduct and submit a proposal for a project, and also at the end the voucher calls that will allow the project to get funded. So we have many different type of voucher, and all those voucher targeting SMEs and fund them up to 60,000 euros per SME, per digital SME, and also at the rate of 100%. So this is something a very interesting tool for them to increase their research and development project. So first of all, the travel voucher that allows companies to travel to see other companies or technical centers and different technologies that are being implemented or used in other regions. Of course, they can have many travel vouchers to do that and to travel in Europe. And most of all, there is 2 calls that have been launched. The first one has been launched in February and is closed now, and the other one will open in December. So it gathers innovation vouchers such as exploration voucher. That means it will fund the feasibility study or market study for the agri-food company and digital company for their project. So this is the kind of first step, and with just to prepare, in fact, the feasibility of a project. We also offer two more advanced innovation voucher in validation voucher and application voucher. The validation voucher is the validation of a digital solution in a relevant environment. That is to say, not already in the agri-food companies, but in technical centers and with RTO that can provide some operational environment. So this is something to validate new technologies. And the voucher is up to 60,000 euro. And also the application voucher, and the application voucher target projects that are implementing new solutions directly on the food company on the site of the food company with TRL from 6 and expected to be at the end of the project to 8 or 9, almost 9. So if you have any question of this type of voucher and funding that can interest companies, you know, or if you want to be also part of a project as RTOs or technical center or even university, you can contact us or contact the regional partner that is relevant for you. So I tried to give you a glimpse at what we are currently doing at BDI to fund and to support the digitalization of the agri-food sector. So these are 3 types, very different type of actions, but that are integrated into I would say a global strategy from both the region and BDI to try to tackle the challenges of the agri-food sector by funds, by tools, by projects and networks, and also of course the accompaniment of the support of companies that try to be digitalized for the future. So thank you very much, and if you have any question, please ask us to Cécile or to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for your presentation. It's been very useful. I would like to ask anybody from the audience who would like to ask any question about BDI presentation. If anybody would like to ask anything to Thomas or to Cécile? Hello, is anybody there? It's only just me and Thomas.
No, I'm here, but hello. Yeah, no, I have no real questions. And I mean, I'm very impressed with all the activities that BDI does, and you know, there are some ideas that we can borrow as ALSIA to help SMEs to develop. So I like several of their software or you know projects that they are doing. But probably in the next future, I will be in contact with Thomas or with Cécile to see if we can develop something together.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank you, Reina. Anybody else? Horacio.
Good morning.
Hi, Horacio.
Good night here and good afternoon there. Thank you very much for the presentation. Very useful, and to see how much activity do you do there. My question is because I represent a company coming from Chile, and in in the project, Rook Apps project, we have companies coming from Argentina too. The question is, makes sense to apply for companies coming from Latin America, for example, for this kind of funding?
We can find something like it's not I would say forbidden for them to participate in that kind of action. We have to see the eligibility of the company. Of course, it's better if they are SMEs, and also it's mandatory to involve some partners from the other region. But if you have a company interested in that, just send them the information and tell them to contact us for that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Jorge. I'm Thomas. I am Juanjo Rico from Spain. Just to say hello to everybody. I say for me everything is okay. Just like Rina, I am impressed about all the activities that VDI are doing. We need to work together, Thomas. This is my idea, because this last presentation about the funding projects, it's very interesting. I didn't know about it, and will be very fruitful for the companies, I think. Mm-hmm. I am working like you with the industrial sector, and maybe in the future we need to talk and try to do something. We are working now not only in that. We are working in another project that is. I don't know if you are listening about the European strategy about the from farm to fork. I think it's. We are working now in this kind of sustainability that as you said, and this strategy for us is very important. Mm-hmm. The main goal is to make food systems healthy and environmentally friendly too. And maybe in the future we need to speak together about this kind of projects. Okay, just to say hello and congratulations for your presentation. And hi, Cecile. It's been a while to see you.
Yes. Hi, I'm here.
Okay.
Just for a few hours, but I'm here.
Okay.
And thank you for your comments, and thank you, Thomas, also for this great presentation.
You're welcome. I think everybody miss you, Cecile.
Thank you very much.
Right, so I would like to know, I mean, about this S3 food funding that you mentioned. How that works? I mean, can we get involved as a university in the UK with other SMEs in Brittany, for instance, or can be SMEs from the UK?
In fact, like, to get funded, as university or RTOs, if you have facilities or things like that, you can be part of a project in the validation voucher. That means to work with a company that is not yet ready to implement it on an agri-food company, but at the stage below. To do that, to get fund, if you're from an organization that that is not on the territory of one of the regional partners of S3 Food, you can get funded if you are member of a cluster of the S3 Food consortium. Sometimes, like, the contribution to be a member of a cluster is not really high, and if the project gets funded, it's really worth it, I guess. So we have to check the eligibility of the organization, of course, but if you're based on the territory of Esri-Food, or if you're a member not on the territory but member of a cluster from the Esri-Food consortium, you can apply.
And I would like to complete, as you are a university anyway, you cannot get some fundings directly. You cannot be directly funded by this project because this project only fund SMEs. Nevertheless, you can be subcontractor of an SME that needs your competencies to do its project. But the SME will give you some funds from its own funds. So the higher the company can get is 60,000. So at the end, you will not have a lot of money to do something. And it needs to be something very focused on innovation. So it's not really, it is difficult to find something in this project for you, but it is not impossible. You need to be very persuasive with the company to show that you really have an impact on its innovative project.
Yeah, the reason why, thank you, Cecile. The reason why I'm asking this is because eventually in the university there are some, research centers that also can get involved, but more importantly, I was asking about if UK-based SMEs can apply for this funding.
Okay, as subcontractor, it's possible. The subcontract can be signed with any kind of universities, anywhere it is.
Okay.
And it is 100% funded.
Okay. So in any case, I want to pass the information, which is very useful to some institute that may be interested in this kind of a developments, and then eventually they will contact you, maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they might be interested, I presume.
Yes, okay. Okay, so the only thing that needs to be stressed on is that you really need to be very precise in what the university can provide to companies, because if the company does not understand really well what you propose to them, they will not contact you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right, so
yeah, if you have any questions, just contact us later on, and we'll be pleased to answer you.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for attending. And
yeah, thank you very much for your time. It's very useful.
Thank you very much, and I really hope we will do something in a moment after maybe this current situation, but
yeah. Of course, absolutely. Right now, everything is different to what it used to be, but we are sure that if we keep pushing together.
Yeah, there will be many opportunities, I guess, by the future.
Absolutely, there is plenty of opportunities nowadays.
Thank you very much. And
thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.